People have been mentioning about the fly tipping in Harehills. What are you going to do about it?
So what we're trying to do with fly tipping at the moment is trying to educate the public. So I've gone to my own expense. I've printed out 10,000 leaflets in English, Urdu, Bangla, Romanian, and we're posting it around the area, telling people how they can um, get get rubbish collected from their homes, where they can take it to. They can take it to Leeds recycling site for free. There's lots of options, especially the rollout of the green and black bins. That should help quite a bit, but it's still the bulky waste that's the problem. But if we tell everyone about the bulky waste collections, that there's a possibility of them getting picked up, we can try and educate the public and try and get them to take more responsibility, because so far the council response is often to just pick stuff up. The funding for cameras isn't always there, so it's quite difficult to try and catch people. I know there's a couple of people from Harehills who have caught people dumping tipping on the street corners on their cameras, and what they've done is sent those videos to me, and then we've passed it on to the police and to cleaner neighbourhoods, and we've gone for prosecution. So if you are noticing people, or if you catch people on your CCTV, or if you do see someone, video them, send the video footage to me, and we'll get them prosecuted. Because at the end of the day, they should be doing it, and we've got to try and catch them. And there are council officers trying to do stuff, but I think if we all play a bit more of a proactive role, we can all try and resolve some of these issues.
There's been a number of reports about shoplifting and robberies in the local shops on Harehills Lane, mainly the phone shops, Greg's, and St Gemma's, the charity shop. I'm just wondering what the councillors and the police would do about it.
So burglaries, thefts, a lot of these things are police issues. Um, so we get reports from the police, updates from police around the crime stats. I haven't had the latest figures, but last time there was some increase in burglaries and stuff like that. So we've asked for an increased police presence around the area. We do have an increased police presence around the area, especially with Clear Hall Bill still in place. Um, when it when it comes to shop burglaries, sometimes the shops aren't in the best layout to prevent burglaries and thefts. So sometimes, arranging shops a little bit different can make things a little bit easier. Um, but we're talking to the police and trying to get more police footfall in the area. We don't want it to be, overrun with police either. So it's trying to strike that fine balance.
There's a lot of issues going around and being mentioned in the pack meetings about the street drinking. I personally, when I've been up and down, I've seen a lot of street drinking outside certain shops and walking up and down, throwing cans about. Is there any changes since?
I mean, there's been a massive reduction in street drinking. Some people say that the problem's just moved around the corner, and the police have been alerted to that. The stretch that they used to sit outside on Harehills Lane has come down quite a bit. Um, so there is progress being made, but it is a big problem with the number of off licenses in the area. The fact that it's been allowed, so many off licenses have been allowed, and they've opened and opened and opened, and they're the ones who have brought our community down. A lot of these off licenses, bookies, fast food shops, a lot of these things who have been allowed to just open and open and open. We've just got an excess supply of it, and we're working to try and make sure that a lot of these start behaving responsibly. That's one of the things that I'm working on, encouraging more of these businesses to try and behave responsibly, because what they've been allowed is free reign. Some of the off license selling balloons, we know about it, and a lot of people are getting high off balloons and then crashing their cars and stuff like that, or becoming addicted. We need to really clamp down on that. There's information that I'm passing to the police. If you have some information around who's behaving badly, or who's selling illegal cigarettes, who's selling illegal vapes, or illegal, those nitrous oxide canisters, get in contact with the police. If you don't want to do that direct, you can go to Crime Stoppers, or you can come to me.
Of what I've been told in the pack meetings, is the off licenses getting fines now for the street drinking?
The off licenses don't get fines as such. What happens is if people get caught street drinking, then they can be asked to tip the can out. The cans can be seized um, by the police. The cans can the cans have labels on them. So in Harehills, whichever off license is supplying the cans, they all have labels. So if we find those cans later on the street, then we can trace it back to a shop, and then we can take action against that shop. Um, but the off licenses that are supplying imported alcohol without paying duties and stuff like that, we can go after them. If you, yeah, we're going after them.
Quite recently, I've noticed myself a strong presence of prostitution in the area on Hales Lane and just past the Compton Library. I don't know if you're aware of that or the police.
Um, with issues like this, they need to be handled quite sensitively because a lot of these women are exploited. A lot of these women are coming from desperate backgrounds, so it needs to be handled quite sensitively. I know there are some working groups who are going out and do some outreach with them and trying to give them a little bit of support. And it is one of those issues where you don't just want to clamp down because you don't know what everyone's going through. So it does need to be handled sensitively. But at the same time, whenever you have that on the streets, it does bring in a nasty crowd. The people that it attracts can be quite nasty. So we don't want that on our streets. So we've got to give them every support that we can to get them off and make sure that it's properly supported and properly policed.
And the last question I'm going to ask, I've mentioned this a few times, and a lot of other people are mentioning it. They are reporting it to the police, but they feel like nothing's getting done. But the drug dealing on Harehills Lane.
Um, the drug dealing has gone down quite a lot. I was doing a litter pick on Harehills Lane not so long ago, and I spotted some drug dealers and I spotted where they were hiding it. So I rang 999 straight away and I said, look, this guy is the drug dealer, this is the description of him. If you go down, you'll find a spot where he's stashing it, and you can go down and seize it. Police turned up not so long later, about within 20 minutes they were there. They caught the guy who I reported. They caught another guy who was dealing from a car. They seized his car. They arrested him, and they seized everything in the spot that I told them that it was hiding. The drugs were hidden in. So if we do spot it, just try and make a few notes, walk away, ring 999, and then report it to the police, and they will take action.
Thank you for your time, and that's it. Thank you very much.